Hello, my name is Manuel Ycaza. It is 6:30 p.m. on February 24th, 2021. And today we're going to be talking about hospitals and how they handle the emergency room and the coronavirus. Are you guys ready for this? Well, yeah, it looks like we are all ready. And in fact, not too long ago, I went to the emergency room because I was having some chest pain. Really bad chest pain. I knew that I was having either a heart attack or something very similar to it. I approached the Gulf Coast Medical Hospital on Daniels Parkway in Fort Myers, Florida. And when I went there was a Spanish gentleman that was standing right by the door with a big sign of coronavirus's symptoms. Now, I am in dire pain. I can hardly speak. I can hardly talk. And I'm sure he can see this. And he says, "Do you have any of these symptoms?" Wow. I mean, it was a long list that I had to read while I'm dying from a heart attack. So I kind of took a glance at the piece of material or paper that was on there. So I said, no, I don't have any of those symptoms. I don't have COVID, because I had already known that I had, I have the antibodies of COVID-19, so I knew that I don't have any COVID-19 at that moment. So, plus, I didn't have any of those symptoms anyways, Now, the proper way for him to act would have been what? To see, since you see that somebody's in pain, that they can hardly speak. Excuse me, sir, do you have any of the coronavirus symptoms? That includes fever, includes this, that, and that, right? That's his job, not to tell people to read. We already went to school. We don't need him to teach us how to read or to point us to something to read, So, do you agree? So I went ahead and he told me to go ahead and go in. So then the lady at the front desk was trying to check me in, and she was asking me for my birthday, social security number, insurance, and what else, and and all these different things. So I went ahead and I didn't know what she was talking about because I was seriously about to faint. And I told the lady, I said, can you just look me up? I go, I've been here before. It's like, I don't feel very well. I have no clue. What were you telling me? Oh, I need your this, and I need your ID, and I need... So I went ahead and very patiently, I opened my wallet. I searched for the cards, and I felt like I was going to faint any second. So then at that point, I gave her my information, and she told me to take a seat. So two of the employees that knew that I was having chest pains, shortness of breath because of the chest pain, not because I couldn't breathe. And also I told them that I was dizzy and I felt like I was about to drop on the floor. It didn't take me right away to the back. I waited and I had to talk to these people like there was nothing wrong with me. About 15 minutes later, the lady came out that she was going to do an EKG for me. Now the EKG was done behind a curtain with a chair sitting up. Now the stickies of the EKG were not sticking to my skin. And they kept falling and falling and falling, and that was giving me anxiety on top of that. So I go, ma'am, I think your stickies maybe have been in the warehouse too long because there's hardly any stickiness to it. And she says, no, that's the way they are. Did you put cream or something on your body? No, I didn't put any cream on my body. I just took a shower before coming here, and that was it. I said I didn't put no cream or moisturizer or anything. So I kind of lied on the chair to make it look like I was laying down. And I told her I'm doing this because I want the stickies to stick on my skin so you can take the EKG. So she went ahead and took the EKG. Then she made a weird face like there was something wrong with it. She told me to go outside and sit down again. Well, I told her that I couldn't breathe, that it was very hard for me to breathe because of my chest pain, and that I didn't think I can walk all the way to the waiting area again. So she said she was going to bring me a wheelchair, which she did, and then she stationed me in an area to the right of the waiting room. So at that point, guess what happened? At that point, the gentleman from the front desk that he welcomed me at the beginning and told me to read that big pamphlet and let him know if I had any of those symptoms, he came on to me and said with these words like this: "Are you ready for this?" I thought you told me you did not have any of those symptoms. And I looked at him and I said, I don't have any of those symptoms. Well, that's not what you told the lady that took the EKG. What do you mean? What are you talking about? So he says, well, you told her that you are having difficult breathing. And those are one of the items on the list that I told you to read. Wow. I said, well, COVID-19, you're asking me if I have problems breathing, meaning if I have phlegm, if I need oxygen, there's something wrong with my lungs. I know what that says, and I don't have those symptoms. The symptoms that I have is that my lungs are touching my heart because I can tell that my heart is enlarged because this is not the first time that I go into the hospital because of my heart. I just had a stent put in about a couple of months ago, and I've been to the hospital maybe 100 times in the last 3 years. So I know how to communicate with my body, and I know what my body feels. I don't have COVID. And then he said, well, too bad. You're going to have to wait here till they test you for COVID. So I said, well, how long is this going to be? Oh, boy. You guys have no idea what transpired from that point on. And I will let you guys know next week when I do the continuation of this podcast that is brought to you thanks to www.uniquewaytravel.com. Remember, when you are looking to file a trip or you want to book a trip, the best way to do it is on uniquewaytravel.com. You can book in advance. You can make payments in parts throughout the month. And also, right now, there are great specials because everybody needs the money to be able to pay their employees. So I highly recommend that you start booking for 2021 and 2022, 2023, because travel is going to be a hit. So my recommendation is to hit right now, uniquewaytravel.com, or you can email Martin at uniquewaytravel.com. Let us know where you want to go, and we'll send you a couple of quotes so that way you can be ready and knowledgeable of what's being offered right now, either overseas or locally. Thank you very much for being with us today. And this is the truth about Lee Memorial, which is Gulf Coast Medical on Daniels Parkway, the emergency room. You will not believe what happened next.